Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I want to talk to you about my whole entire kit actually that I went to Milsim, West Grozny with. So I went with a couple friends, and they have been to a Milsim West game before in the past, so they definitely gave me quite a lot of pointers to go off of. But I'm gonna do the ruck last, and I'm just gonna cover everything else first. I feel like that's just kind of the big main point is the ruck, so I want to just kind of save that for last. So we can go over some of the clothing I ran. So I ran the my Solomon boots that I've used before. You guys have seen these quite a few times. Hopefully those are in frame. But these boots are extremely nice. I think they're like the 4 GTX, something like that. I don't think they make them anymore. They have like newer versions, but these have definitely been my go-to boots for quite a while. They're what I ran last time at the last time I went to Camp Shelby for Ironclad. I have a USGI sleep system. I just ran the black sleeping mattress and the bivy in this. Let's see if I get that. There we go. So this is just the old school regular USGI sleeping system. This is something I definitely want to upgrade. Something that I ran into a lot was how heavy this was on my pack, and I just ran some paracord through these and just kind of just tied it down to the back or to the bottom of my ruck, so it would just kind of dangle around, and it would constantly hit me in the back of my thighs. So running with the pack would definitely not be the way to go. You definitely have to drop this first, which I don't like, and it's just really big, bulky, and heavy. So I'll probably end up selling this to a buddy of mine or something like that, and pick up something just a little bit more compact. Let's see. We'll go over the top and bottom that I ran. So let me switch around actually. This is the first time I'm recording with my GoPro, so we're gonna see how that turns out. So this is just my Arc'teryx Leaf Talos, the half shell. So I did a whole video on this, so if you guys are curious on that, you can go watch this video. I use this just for the fact that it's pretty much like the only multicam top that I had, and we had to run multicam. But it's nice because it has huge zipper pockets, which is where I stored my my tourniquets at the game. It was always in the my sleeves, so I could easily get to them. And the pit zips were really nice for, you know, those hot times. I was able to open those wide up, both on this and my Arc'teryx Minotaur that I used, and that was also very, very nice to run. So it kept me cool, but you know, still comfortable. My pants, I just used the good old Cry AC pants with the Airflex knee pads in them, so that way I you know, don't take any damage when I go down on my knees. But these were nice, except for when I was going through the woods. The left, or the right, excuse me, knee pad kept coming out, so I'm gonna have to modify this somehow. Probably just put some more Velcro on the inside, so I don't have that problem anymore, because that was quite annoying. But these are the pants I used, and they worked out fantastically. So we'll go over my, we'll go over my helmet. It's right here. So this is the helmet I used. This is a TMC airframe. So it's a fake airframe, but everything else on it is real. So in the front, I have we'll go over the cover first. The cover first is actually a Spartan Village air cage, which is pretty nifty. It's got this nice little stretch fabric on the top there, and it has the mesh on the sides with some Velcro. I would like to see some matching Velcro on this, so some multicam Velcro would be nice. But overall, it's it's really nice cover. I would also like to see some hook Velcro on the inside by where this is, because it tends to ride up. I don't know if you can see that in the video, But just another way to secure it. It's easily modified by yourself at home, but would be nice to come with the cover itself. So that's always nice. It's a pretty cool cover. I like the fact that it has a V-Light piece up top here, as well as really large, generous areas of Velcro in the back. So, and they're all made to order, so it's, you know, very high quality stuff. The front here, I have a Wilcox L4 G24. It's nice and dirty still, gotta clean it. But this worked out great with my nods, so I didn't have any issues there, and that's riding on a OpsCore skeleton shroud in black. So going over, we have my S&S Precision mount, the max mount, and that's holding my Surefire V1 head and clicky switch. So this is great for, you know, just using as a headlamp or anything that you need. Definitely recommend that. And I have my contacts on arc rail adapters, and then I have the real Cry rails with the Cry adapters for the contacts, so it works with the rails. On the other side, it's kind of interesting. So with this cover, I wasn't able to run my Wilcox lanyard up top here. So I actually moved it over to the rail, and I just secured it with, this is a different lanyard. This is actually for a L4 G30 or a L2 G05, and I just secured it with a nut and bolt, really, inside one of these. So this is on here nice and sturdy, so I don't lose any real estate because it's not anywhere on the actual helmet, it's on the rail, and there's nothing I was going to put there anyway. Now above that, I have my contour, which recorded in-game footage. One thing I noted was my footage is really fucked up to the point where it's really cockeyed, so I actually had to rotate the whole contour over, so it actually captured, you know, straight instead of it looking like this. And then in front of that, I have some Lexan, just like I do with my my Surefire, because I don't want to get that shot out. That's no fun. And obviously the same thing with the contacts on this side. And I just have some micro flag patches on it, on the contacts, because my AOR1 cover doesn't have Velcro on the sides. So on the back here, I have the old school V-Light. This is by S&S Precision, so you got that nice metal tail cap. Underneath it, I have a Skills patch by S&S Precision, and then I have a Spartan Village, so the guys that make the air cage, their multicam patch, so that's pretty cool. And then I have a EOG counterweight and multicam arid. Inside, I have Team Windy pads. This is the Epic Air with the OpsCore chin strap, and as far as I know, this is probably the best combination you could get. I'm interested to see the Team Windy chin strap. I want to try it out, the cam fit, but it's kind of expensive, and right now I'm focused on other things, and this works perfectly fine. So until that, I'm very happy with my helmet setup. So let's go and talk about the plate carrier. So my plate carrier is a Cry Precision JPC 2.0. On the front, I have the flaps front, and I actually bought this on eBay for like 50 bucks. I got it, so that was a pretty good deal. The only caveat was that the top over here was modified and cut, which actually makes it a lot easier to index mags back into the pouch. So up top in the admin of the JPC 2.0, I only ran the flag patches I had on my helmet and on my my shirts, because at nighttime you don't want to get an ND off of one of those. So on either side, I have Molly Monkey Tactical thermal pouches. These are awesome pouches. I had to modify, or I had to make a little pouch actually. I have a whole video on it if you want to check that out, on how I modded this to work on the side with the Ronin Tactics X harness, which is also what I ran the entire time. but I have a whole video on that. These pouches are great. They hold 2 thermobaric nades for me, so I was able to keep all my thermals on me at the ready, which was awesome. Underneath here I have a tier little shotgun pouch, but it just held a speed loader, which later on broke that day, so it's whatever. That's what you get for buying cheap shit. And then I just have a little S-hook on the side here, and the plates are training plates. I forget who makes them at this time, but you can find training plates anywhere. This is a size medium. So I want to talk about this carrier a little bit and the harness. So I really like this whole setup, but I wish there was a little bit more elastic in the back. So I might end up modifying these and cut a huge chunk out of this and add my own elastic so it has more give, so I could really cinch it down without it being too tight. Because there were times when I was running this in the beginning of the game, or the event, I was running this, and the whole time the carrier was so tight it restricted my breathing, so I had to take the whole thing off and adjust the straps to the point where it's a little looser, but it was loose, so when I had to go and get this mag out, the whole carrier would kind of come up because of how tight these mag pouches are, which kind of sucked. So I'd like to see either Ronin Tactics modify it, or I'll have to modify it and just put some elastic in there, similar to like how people run the pig straps on the side. But overall, I was very happy. I also have the Cry wing pouches and Coyote Brown just to hold just anything else I needed to just shove in there. So that's my JPC setup, the JPC 2.0 from Cry. Very comfortable setup. This is by far my favorite setup now. I do like the CPCs and AVSs, but they're just so rigid and uncomfortable for running for long periods of times. It just kind of sucks. So, plus I wanted to run my backpack, which I'll get to later. But here we'll talk about my belt setup. So my belt setup's pretty unique. So obviously you run your inner belt. This is a Ronin Tactics Task Force belt, so it's all multicam. But you run the inner belt, and then it just velcros in side here. So it's a very secure system. The belt I have here, it has a little carabiner here, so that held my pig gloves. Just a little bit left of that, I have a sword tourniquet pouch, which held an extra tourniquet that I bought before the event. So in case anybody were to lose one, or I were to lose one, I'd still be able to have 2, because I was able to use the rule with the training plates. Over here I have a Blade Tech holster, and that's just holding a PTSP mag. These are the mags I ran the entire time with my Tokyo Rui. They worked flawlessly, lock back every time. So moving back, I have a tier 5x5 pouch, and inside that I had my either heat or my warm weather or my cold weather gloves and mask. So I was constantly changing this out because the weather down there was very varying. So everything would, you know, once it got down to a certain degree, I would just switch out my gloves for these. These are the Outdoor Research FR liners, so these kept my hands nice and warm when the pigs didn't. Same thing with the Under Armour hood mask. So I put this on when it started to get a little chilly. And then most of the time I ran the black one, which is for the heat. So I have these in different colors. So obviously the black matches for you know, the daytime, and then I use the tan for nighttime. Moving back, I used a LBT 16 or a LBT 9022B blowout pouch and multicam, and I just have like a little boo-boo kit in there. So you know, you're getting really close with these people shooting plastic BBs at them, so you tend to bleed a little bit. So that was nice in there. And then I have a Eagle nutsack pouch, which is great for holding 2 small bottles of Gatorade, or I put water in them as well. So in case I didn't run my my pack, I would have this. So over to the side of it, I have my pistol, which I'll go over in a second. But this is a, don't want to take away from the holster. So this is a pretty cool holster. This is made by Advanced Holsters, and Brent over there is a great guy. He got this out to me as soon as I needed it. It's a multicam, and there's tons of options for it. So you can have it with this strap, without it. What's cool is you can actually take this whole little strap off, and if you don't want to run it, just take it off and the holster works just fine. There's going to be a little bit of holes, but it doesn't really matter. And the holster actually has very good retention and adjustable retention with these 2 screws without this. So this isn't really needed, but I wanted it for the event in case because when at Milsim West, if you get hit, you gotta kind of fall over and play it out. So I don't want to lose my pistol for that. And it just has a nice little button on the side, so in case you don't want to use this and have it flapping, you can just do that as well. But it's very nice retention. I liked it a lot. It worked out fantastic. And just a little bit in front of that, I have my Molly Monkey frag pouch, and this held my pea grenade. It was great. It held in there nice and snug, so when I was rolling up and I needed to get it, just open it up and grab it and use the pea grenade, obviously. But the whole belt setup was great. It was a little heavy. I might have to lighten it up a bit somehow, because it did put a lot of strain on my hips, but overall I liked it a lot. It worked perfectly fine. So let's go over my pistol now. So this is a Tokyo-Marui 18C. I have an ALG Defense 6-second mount on it. I have the Hollow Sun up top, and I have a Surefire X300 in tan. And I just use my Tokyo-Marui mags and a little weight in the back to weigh it out. So all the internal upgrades were just a Type R barrel. That's the only thing I did. And I'm going to talk about why I used this, the way I used it, and why I have it set up. So with everybody putting little micro red dots on their pistols, it's really nice, but sometimes it can be hard to pick up. And especially in the airsoft market, getting your slide milled or buying a slide, it can add all sort of funky business to your pistol that just doesn't work. So I chose to go with the 6-second mount because I can just use a T1 sized optic, but it works perfectly fine. It's super fast to pick up, especially with the Hollow Sun reticle. That's similar to an EOTech. It's basically the same thing. And what's cool about this is you can switch it out for that whole reticle or just a dot. So, and it also has night vision capabilities, and I can also put this on a real rifle or a real pistol, and it works just fine. So the sight came in. I was very happy with this. This exact one is a HS503C. So in case anybody was curious on that. So yeah, that's my pistol, just Tokyo-Marui 18C standard. I had to file this down so I could actually take off the slide and keep the 6-second mount on. That was the only modification I really had to do. I had to cut the back sights to fit it, but obviously I'm using this as a red dot, so it doesn't really, that doesn't matter that much, especially in BB wars, airsoft, that shit, it doesn't matter that much. Most of the time you're doing intuitive shooting, but this was great, especially to use with night vision. It's super easy and crisp to pick up. Alright, so we'll talk about my rifle now. So most of you guys know this is my Tokyo-Marui M4 416 hybrid. So in the front here I just have a Mad Bull flash hider, so that goes onto my Mad Bull Surefire can, which this should be changing soon. On the other side I have my SNS Precision IFM with the KM3 head, the newer version. So it does white, IR, and it also has an off switch, and I just have a clicky switch in the back. I have a Unity Tactical, let's get this nice and close. I have a Unity Tactical hand stop or foregrip. It's kind of too small to be a foregrip, so I just use it as a hand stop. Up top here, I have a Element LA5, so I didn't really use that. I used my optic for the most part when I was using using this at night vision with night vision, because I wasn't able to zero the LA5, so that was pretty lame. So I got another little caveat here, or just little fun fact. So I actually have 2 risers on this primary arms red dot, and the reason why I have that is It rises it up just enough so it's a lot easier to use with nods, which is what I wanted to do because the LA5 just didn't work, and I wanted to be able to shoot in a much more passive manner. So definitely look into doing that. It didn't really mess with my cheek weld because I'm using the helmet anyway, and adding that extra material on my chin, it raised it up anyway, just to match it up, so it worked perfectly fine. As I said before, all the mags I used were P-mags, the PTS P-mags for the Toki Marui. In the back here, I just, by the hand grip, I filed this down. I can't stand nubs for my hands. Maybe I just have dainty hands, but they just bother me, so it's much more comfortable to grab now. I put little black duct tape right where the gearbox assembly is so that pin doesn't fall out. I had a teammate lose that pin and wasn't able to play for the rest of the day. Not this event, but a different one, because this pin fell out. So the stock is a Crytek stock, and it just holds my, I think I use 9.6 batteries. And then the only internal upgrades I have on this is a Spectre MOSFET and a heavier duty spring. I think I have a N100, so I was shooting around 300 FPS with 0.25s, or somewhere around there, 300 to 320. But with 2 O's, I'm supposed to be shooting at around 350. The sling I have is a VTech Vickers sling and multicam with a Impex weapon component, little single to 1 point adapter that goes right on it, and I just used a PTS sling adapter plate for the back of the rifle. So now that that's all done, I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit closer and go over my ruck. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that now. Alright, so here we are. I moved the camera up closer so you can see, oh, didn't mean to bump the camera, so you can see my ruck a little bit better. So in front, I have just a USGI sleeping mat. This was great. It's very cheap. Got it on eBay for like 10 bucks shipped. So it's not the most comfortable thing or the lightest, but it worked just fine on a short notice. So this is a Blackhawk bag. It's the YOMP or something like that. The YOMP pack and multicam. I actually had a team member loan me this, so that was pretty nice of them. So I didn't have to go out and spend a ton of money on getting it. So up front, I have just some black duct tape that's clipped in, and in front of that, or behind that, I have a ATS large GP. So that was great for holding some stuff that I'll show you in a second. On the side, I have my a tier tactical long GP. I think it's a 12 by 5 or something, 12 by 6, 12 by 4, but it's basically like a Cryo styled pouch. So and then on the other side, I have my my AWS assault pack. So this ruck was actually very, very nice. It's very small, so I actually had to put the those pouches on to just accommodate more room and just hold more things. But all in all, it was a great pack. It was very comfortable. We didn't have to do a lot of rucking, which I was very happy about. But I was able to hold everything I wanted in here and still probably be able to shove a little bit more stuff. So in the top pouch here, I had just some Coleman cheap utensils that I used. I got those for like $3 or $4, something like that, so it was incredibly cheap. Inside I also had Vienna sausages. I had a couple of those inside, so I'm just gonna dump those down. Those were great for snacking on if I didn't want to have a huge meal. Sorry for this wind. I had 2 boxes of Clif Bars, and what I did was I put them inside Ziploc bags. And the reason why you want to do this is, one, it condenses the size down dramatically. You're able to sort out which bars you want, and also you can put your trash in there, so you don't leave any excess trash. And then I also had Spam singles, so this was great to eat with the MREs, as well as my the light tuna, and also had a some gum, so this is a good pick-me-up. So that's everything up top. On these sides here, I had underwear, like, so extra underwear, so PCU level 1 underwear I used. I had just like a, I think this was, I forget the brand of it. I think this was an ironclad shirt, yeah. So this is an ironclad shirt that I used. It's very warm. I use that when it, actually the whole fucking time. So, and then I had some long johns, Fruit Loom long johns, because my PCU ones didn't come in time, so we stopped at Walmart. A couple other people had to get stuff, but I used this the entire second and third day, and man, this was amazing. What a lifesaver this was. On the other side, I just ran some socks, some wool socks. It's all shoved in there. I had about 5 pairs, so I don't want to take those out because there's no need to. The hydro pouch, I had a Platatech 1 liter canteen. So I had a glow stick, electric glow stick, as well as a headlamp. So I use this headlamp all the time. It was great for getting around the barracks at when it was dark time, or getting inside the building, and just walking around, general use. And I also had a IR glow stick and a Realtree bandana just to wipe things off with. Man, I'm gonna hate packing this up. Oh, and in the bottom I had a lighter, just in case anything, for whatever reason. So up front here, in the ATS pocket, I had, get close, see if you can see in here. God, I hope that fucking dog doesn't start barking some more. So in here, I had contact solution, I had baby wipes, or wet wipes to wipe my asshole, Gold Bond baby powder, an actual real tourniquet, Coleman camphor soil paper in case I had to wipe my ass some more, my glasses case, I had hand warmers, I had a emergency poncho, so in case it rained too bad, a propane adapter, some deodorant, some more hand warmers, mouth guard, Sharpie, the other bottom of my mouth guard, chem light, yeah, another IR chem light, a carabiner, and that's it. And the, oh nope, another chem light and garbage bags. And last but not least, some mouthwash. Okay, so let's get into the big compartment of the bag. It's probably what everybody's more interested in. So because I had this GP on the bottom, I wasn't able to open up the zippers entirely, which wasn't a big deal. So at the top I have my Arc'teryx Naga in gray, which was great for night 1 because it was fucking freezing. I have a little waterproof case and crushproof case, and this held more stuff, but just right now I had to clean it out, so I just have my Oakley M frames. I had my Bobster prowlers with my my inserts, so at night when I took out my contacts I put the prowlers on, so I had my my prescription inserts. And then I have a mirror, and I have a mirror because so I can easily put my contacts on and on, or on and off, so that was a lot easier. Thank God I had that because I'm not really used to putting on my contacts, so that helped out tremendously. So this is a great case. I picked this up for like $10 or something like that. There's a couple more in here. So I got a smaller size, and this held extra batteries, so I had CR123s. I had extra chargers for anybody that needed a phone charger or radio. I also had my phone in here. Or no, I did not. I had a separate phone case, but CR123s, double A's, triple A's. So glad I had that. Teammate needed some batteries because he doesn't check his equipment. So I had 4 MREs. I only have 3 right now because I only ate a couple. So I got the low sodium MREs. This was just a different MRE that came with it, so these are mostly civilian ones. So I had 3 MREs. I chose MREs instead of like Mountain House or whatever, just because it's cheaper and easier to carry. I had my BNVDs in the night vision case for the most part, so you can see these. And I just had my Butler Creek flip-ups on the front, and on the back I modified some pieces in the back with Lexan. So that was pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put this over to the side. I'm not gonna throw this, well, not too much. And then on the absolute bottom, I had an extra set of pants. These are Cry field pants. So I wish I would have worn these on the 3rd or 2nd day just to change things up so I can have some new pants on. But we really didn't have a whole lot of time to do that, and I wasn't by my ruck for the most part. So it was good to have these pants just in case, but I did not end up using them. So these are probably something that I might cut out for future MSW events. And then on the side here, I have my AWS yoke, and I mollied this into the side, very janky on purpose. So when I needed it, I just had to unhook it, pull the straps, and the whole thing comes out. So yeah, that's the ruck. It does have a, let me get this. It does have a support in the back, so it holds its shape, and it allows a nice airflow. So it's a very nice pack. I'm very lucky to have my my buddy borrow it to me, so saved me quite a bit. Thanks, computer. So here's my AWS assault pack. So we got my Night Longs Industry Shill Team 6 patch, and inside here I held my extra pea grenade. I held the Cry GP pouch, and the reason why I have this GP pouch is because my night vision case won't hold or won't fit in this backpack, and it's just too bulky in general. So I'm able to put my nods in here, and they still have quite a bit of protection, especially abrasive protection, and because it has a SSE bag up here and Velcro and a bunch of the mounting options in the back, it does add a nice little bit of protection. So I'm not worried about them getting too squished. I had paracord and just a bunch of lifesavers, so nice little pick-me-ups in the middle of the game. In the big open pocket, I actually did not use anything. I think I put my Minotaur in this open pocket before, just easier to put in. But other than that, it was naked. So up top, I had an extra PMag. I only carried 4 on me, or 4 on me plus 1 in the gun, so 5. I had 4 on my plate carrier and 1 on my belt, and I had that as an extra, so if, in case we needed to stock up on the ammo, I would put that in there. I had my Source 2-liter bladder in here, which I had that filled up, so for the entire event I had 3 liters. I had an extra MRE in here as well, so I had 3 in my big ruck and 1 in here. So in case for whatever reason I needed to dump the ruck, I grabbed this. I'd still have a nice meal. I had my Arc'teryx Minotaur in here, so this was a great jacket to run for pretty much the entire op. I had my tourniquets in here when I had it on, and it worked great with the plate carrier. I had these nice big pit zips, so it kept me nice and cool when I got too warm. But other than that, great jacket. Definitely recommend that. It's getting a little chilly out. So I had a protein bar in here. I think I had like 2 Cliff Bars as well, so nice little snack. And then on the bottom, this is what was in my other battery case, but because I would almost always have this backpack with me, I threw it in here. So I had my lipos. So sorry if you missed this, but I had my lipos in here. I had my extra set, my CR123s in my Surefire case, and then if I can get it out, it's kind of bucketed in there at the bottom. There we go. And I had 6 AAAs, and I actually had 3 AA's, but I had a teammate that needed some AA's, so glad I had this. And then this is just a small First Spear little pouch. It actually comes with pretty much any time you order from First Spear, they'll include this little pouch, so it's actually great for holding shit together like this. I like to have everything in bags and cases, as you've seen, just because it makes everything a lot easier to organize, and you're not fumbling around looking for a giant or something in, you know, a big ass container that's just full of stuff. So yeah, that's everything I ran at the event. Anything I learned would definitely be there's not a whole lot I learned as far as gear wise. I was pretty squared away from my my buddies that helped me out, and most of you guys know I'm quite a gear queer, so I was able to get everything set. Things I learned would definitely be to get a different sleep system. I was already informed to get a different sleep system before by a buddy, but I just was a little bit lower on funds, and I didn't want to spend as much as I needed to, and this was pretty much the go-to as far as sleep systems go. So it's definitely a great sleep system, just a big, bulky, and heavy. But if you have any questions or comments, you know where to leave them. Make sure to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and put a link down in the description to my Facebook page, my Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on that. I would put links to buy everything, but I kind of named off everything. Most of you guys, I got most of the stuff on eBay or Amazon, or just acquired it throughout the years. I'm sure you guys know where to get most of this. Yeah, definitely I had a great time at the event. Look forward to going to many more, and as always, have a good one.